we're going to say, I mean, the Ari HaKodesh says, the Rama Mipano, all the Gdoila Mekubalim say, the whole year we have these 51 days. Ana Hashem Yeshua, no. No is Nun Aleph. When you want a Yeshua, you have to focus on these 51 days from Rosh Chodesh Elul to Noishan Rab. It's going to become even clearer after the shir what it means. But just as an introduction, in these 51 days, let's run through. The main day is Yom Kippur. Of Yom Kippur, the main moment is the Ne'ira. Of all the tefillas, of everything of Yom Kippur, all the gulas, the Ne'ira. In the Ne'ira, which is the top, the pinnacle of Yom Kippur, is when we say the Yud Gimel Midas, the Rachamim. Hashem, Hashem, Kel Rachum, V'chanun, Erech, Apayim, V'rav Chesed, V'yemes. That's the whole purpose of Yom Kippur. So let's understand if there's a way to say them, because we know where it started from. It all started from Moshe Rabbeinu after the Chet of the Eigel. He said them, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu right away forgave the Bnei Yisrael on the Chet of the Eigel. So we see they have a power to remove even the Chet of Avodah Zarah, done purposely. What has Moshe Rabbeinu done? Just say these words, and it's like a spell, and this is how they work. Or they need a special environment or special efforts in order for them to be able to work. In other words, I have a huge question. When Moshe Rabbeinu came down and they were doing the Eigel, it was the first Luchos. After the 40 days, he was in Shamayim. So let's take a calendar. He told them on Zayin Sivan, we don't go into the Machlokes Zayin or Shvi, or 7, 6 of Sivan, they received the Torah, they accepted the Dibros on Har Sinai. He went up to Shamayim. 40 days later is Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, the 17th of Tammuz. He comes down with the first Luchos, he's proud, He goes down. Hashem told him something terrible is happening. The Midrash says, Moshe Rabbeinu says, I don't believe it. I'm not Mekabel Lashon Hara. I can't. I'm a people. They say, go down and see. So Hashem expected him to go down, to him go down without the Luchos, but Moshe grabbed him from the head of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and run down to on Har Sinai. And when he comes, he hears the sounds, everything. We know the end. He breaks the Luchos. Midrash Tanchuma says it's because he wanted to be chayav, and he told HaKadosh Baruch Hu, now I'm chayav misa like them. If you forgive them, forgive me. If you don't forgive them, don't forgive me. So that's when it happened. Moshe Rabbeinu goes back the same day, or depends on the version, the next day maximum, to the Yudches of, no, it's the same day, Yud Zayin Tammuz, he goes back up, and he comes down, Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and he spent another 40 days in order to try to be mechaper on the Bnei Yisrael. Now we are 40 days away from the Chet of the Eigel. But he still doesn't say the Yud Gimel. I know we read Vayichal Moshe es Pnei Hashem Eloikav. It seems to be one parsha, but we'll see it's not. Then he tells them on Rosh Chodesh Elul that, he spent another 40 days, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not going to punish now. He's not going to punish. And he has to go back up to get the new Torah. And on the same day, he goes back up. In other words, Moshe Rabbeinu has done 130 days straight in Shammai. Basically, just coming down to pass on a message and going back up in Shammai. He comes back down on Yom Kippur. He finds the Bnei Yisrael this time fasting. I'm quoting Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer in Perek Mem Vav. He finds the Bnei Yisrael fasting and davening to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And at that point goes on what we read in the Torah, that it demands from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to forgive the chet of the Eigel, and he wanted to see the honor of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, means the Shekhinah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says you can't see. We're going to go a little bit in details in this a little bit further, in the shir. And at that moment, says Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer HaGadol, the Rebbe of Rabbi Akiva says, Moshe screamed when HaKadosh Baruch Hu came. He didn't want to come to see HaKadosh Baruch Hu to see him. He wanted the proximity of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to scream the Yud Gimel Midas the Rachmi. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I forgive you. I forgive them. Rabbi Eliezer HaGadol said, it says in the pasuk, Vayomer Hashem said, Salachti, I forgave, Kidvarecha, as you requested. Learn from this Rabbi Eliezer HaGadol. If Moshe Rabbeinu had requested that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should forgive the sins of the Bnei Yisrael in ahead of times, he would have forgiven them. But Moshe Rabbeinu asked only for that time. If the power, if we have, now that we have a little bit of context, we can try to understand. If the power is in those words, why did Moshe Rabbeinu had to wait 80 more days to say them? Say them the day you came down from Shamayim, they did the Eigel, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is angry. Say the Yud Gimel Midas the Rachmim. If this is like a spell and they worked by themselves, it is just words to say them. If they're not, please tell us, what have you done in order to make them work? Because we would love to make them work too on Yom Kippur, when it's our Yom Kippur. So tell us, what have you done? No, Moshe Rabbeinu is mute on this, and we don't know apparently any of the we see from here. I wanted to add another a simple question. Yom Kippur by itself, and we're going to start saying this. Sfarim say that non-stop in every tefillah, in every slichas. Time after time, I never counted. I don't know how many times they say. But they say, we say it at night. We say it a few times also after that. I don't know how many times we say it. Ki bayoim hazeh, on that day, yechaper aleichem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be mechaper. There are 3 levels of forgiveness: mechila, slicha, kapara. When we do the al-chet during Yom Kippur, we say selach umchal, selach lonu umchal lonu. It's slicha and mechila. So I inverted, sorry. Slicha and mechila. What is slicha? What is mechila? What is kapara? So just to give context so we can move on. Slicha means, okay, you've done something bad. I recognize it. I'm not going to get angry at you now. Okay, it's pushed off. It's held. Like erech hapayim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu holds off the anger. Mechila means, okay, I can, whatever you have done to me, it's here. But I'm going to consider that it's not you who did it. The pain, the thing, it's here. The pgam you did in the person, the pgam he did in the Malchus is here. The hole, the crater is here. But it's not him, so he cannot be punished. Kapara is when HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes and says, my children, it's on me. Malchus is full. The B'gam is away. The Chet that you know, away. It's like it never existed. So when the Pasuk says Yechaper, it means a lot. It means third level. But we do have also 3 levels of sins. We have Chet, which is sins made in Shoige. You were not aware, you didn't realize, you didn't know the halacha, Shoige. You have Avain, you know the halacha, but you attempted, you're over on the east. So this is already much more serious because it's done intentionally. And Pesha, which is the 3rd level, means I don't care. I want to do, it's good for me, I want to do what I want. This is rebellion. This is the worst. And the Pasuk, now let's go into, we can start the shir. That they will forgive you, not only forgive you, but also purify you back. But everything you have done inadvertently, everything you have done without conscience, without will, with b'shoigel. And lifnei Hashem titharu, that requires also a little bit of explanation. What it means before Hashem, you will be. You already said HaKadosh Baruch Hu will purify you. What are you telling me? Before Hashem, you will be purified. Is that a repetition? Because the first time was not before Hashem? We're going to try to focus on Yud Gimel Midah. So I just want to bring up a little bit. Usually the parsha we learn before Yom Kippur is Vayelech. Always before Yom Kippur. And in that parsha, there is some words that we realize that are common, but it's a very interesting parsha. It says, Vayelech Moshe 1. So the previous parsha was Nitzavim. Moshe had gathered all the Jews and told them all the good things, all the teichaches. And now he left everybody, and the Midrash says everybody went to the tents, to their homes. Then Vaidaber, he spoke to who? They all left. Es hadevarim ha'ele, these things, which things? Whatever it says in Nitzavim, it says there already that, is atem Nitzavim hayom kulchem lifnei Hashem Elokeichem, you before, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And you're going to sin and this and that. And he's going to tell them these things, which remind us that when we say in the Haftarah, Shuva Yisrael, Chui Machem Devarim, when you want to do tshuva, take Devarim with you. I don't know what Devarim means. Can you put Devarim with words? Can I put that in my suitcase? And then he spoke. So there's nobody, but the pasuk is going to say, El Kol Yisrael. To all the Bnei Yisrael. But they left. You just said they left. That's why it says Vayelech Moshe. It doesn't say Vayavo Moshe. So the side in this pasuk is when a person, we spoke about it, B'Shem D'Noyam Eli Melech, when you want to do a mitzvah and you connect yourself all the way up, don't read El Kol Yisrael, to all the Jews. No, El, he spoke to Kol Yisrael, that place which is up there, which is called Kol Yisrael. Because he had only, the Midrash brings down that the Malachim already were touching him, saying, Moshe, it's already time for you to go. Your time has arrived. You have to go on Har Sinai. He says, hold off, I'm not done with the Bnei Yisrael. And I still have to give them a bracha. So you had Pashas Azinu and Pashas Bracha that come after the Malachim kind of remind Moshe that his time is up. But very interestingly, I'm going to go a little bit into this pasuk to see what Moshe revealed, because it's not possible that we before Yom Kippur, and Moshe doesn't give us the side, especially that every Mefarish asked. Okay, he spoke those sentences, those words. What? Nowhere you're going to find anything about it. Pasuk doesn't believe it. Moshe spoke to Kol Yisrael. What did he say? Where can we find the remez here of what Moshe Rabbeinu says that can enable us to understand a little bit better the how to say Yud Gimel Midas the Rachmim on Yom Kippur? I'm going to give two kavanas today, which are extremely helpful at any time, but because they go along with the Yud Gimel Midas the Rachmim, and were given by HaKadosh Baruch. So I feel, before Yom Kippur, and we're going to say that sentence quite a few times also, so you should know what we say at that time, because it's huge. We say it every day, and it's huge, huge. The last piyut we're going to say in the Ne'ilah, so some say in the Mekubalim say is the Shechina, like Baruch She'amar. We know we received it as a paper from the Shechina. This piyut also we received it from the Shechina. It's the piyut of the song of the Yud Gimel Midas Terachmim. Tamachti Yesoidoisai. I don't know if I wrote it in the Shli. No, I didn't write it. I can still copy it quickly. Let me go here. This is not poesy. This is a true these words are holy words, to the point that Sefer Achsidim in Simen Resh Nun builds all his understanding of the Yud Gimel Midas Derachmin based on that period. Sefer Chassidim was Sefer of fire. I held my thighs. Bishloish, it means the Netzach and Hod, for those who understand. So these are the midas that makes the whole building stand. The feet, if a person has a problem with the feet, he's either sitting or he's lying down. But so it means I can stand because of the 13 letters, words, 13 words. Interesting that he doesn't say midos, he calls them words. After time, I'll dig into it. Ufshare de mois, and the gates of tears. They're not closed. Lachen shafachti siach. Therefore, I'm pouring my speaking siach. It's to speak. Lifne boichen libos, before the one who can see. To boichen is to differentiate. Can see through the hearts, meaning that I really mean what I'm saying. Batuach ani be'ele. I'm assured that this word will produce. They will come and do what they have to do. Bischus shloishes avos. He doesn't say shloishes ha'avos, which we know it's Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Shloishes avos. And from there, the Sefer Chassidim goes and he tells us yes. he says the three shemes, it doesn't start with Kel. He has his own count. It's a big machlokes between the Mekubalim how to count, and everything has a reason. So he starts from Rachum, Vechanun, Erech Apayim, it's one. Verav Chesed. Now, if you count the words, you're going to have more than 13. So you understand my question here, why he says 13 words, and there's more, the 13 midas. Why does he call them words? But let's say I don't want to go out of Yud Gimel Midas. It's too important, and Yom Kippur is around the corner. And look what he counts at the end. He counts v'salachta la'avoneinu, what we adding, unchaltaseinu unchaltanu. He counts it as part of the Yud Gimel Midas. I'm just going to show you, compared to the Ariyah Kodesh here. The Ariyah Kodesh says he starts with Kel, and this is the accepted way. So we have Hashem, two names of Hashem. We'll see why we have the two names of the Hashem and what the purpose they serve. Rachum v'chanun, erech apayim. He breaks down the midas. Now we're going to have verav chesed, first midah with two words. Ve'emes, noitzer chesed, lo alafim. You know that noitzer chesed, lo alafim, the 8 and 9 and 8 is toiv, right? Noitzer chesed, lo alafim equals 603 equals Bnei Yisrael. So one Bnei Yisrael, when we deserve we have two mazalas. This one and this one. The upper one and the lower. That's what we call when we say the upper one, the lower one is the last one, or the number 8. 8 and 13 is 21, is K, is the Bina, meaning because the Bina conducts us. Anyway, this is the way the Ariyah Kodesh, and this is the accepted count that we have. I'm going to go very quickly. Explain you something. Moshe holds, we saw last week already that Moshe was Mem and Shin Hei. He prevented the Bnei Yisrael from dying, even though the Gzar Din was that they should die during in the Midbar, everything. He held everything with the Mem 40 years, and the rest is Se, because Israel is called Se Pezura Israel. We went into that passage already, but it's not the important here. Moshe equals 345. Equal Charoin Af, anger. Moshe had a special koyach to stop anger. Shuv, we said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shuv mecharoin apecha. Every time we say Tachnun, Charoin Af. The one who knew how to stop it was Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu feels terrible for the Bnei Yisrael, and he says, look, I ain't going to be around anymore to try to help you in this. Let me give you the secret how to stop anger. So now we're going to go into negativity, meaning before we're going to bring the bracha, we need to understand first how to, because every chet is conducive to bring oynish. I'm going to show you how to stop. If we take Moshe in full now, just quickly, just to understand the power he had. Menachem, what is this? Honestly,
The
not.
Shemus of the Bina.
Huh?
The Shemus of the Bina.
Correct. Kasar, Karmag, Kana. You understand where Moshe Rabbeinu was? He was all the way up there. That's why he never wanted to have a malach. And we're going to go into it also a little bit. He never wanted to have anything. He was already above the world of malachim, above them. And what is in the Bina? The Olam HaTshuva. So Moshe Rabbeinu always brought the Bnei Yisrael, it's Olam HaCherus, your freedom. So you get free from the oynesh, you get free from punishment, you get free from having to suffer chas v'shalom yisurim and so forth. And Moshe Rabbeinu hinted it in that passage. He told them, look, I'm 120 today. I'm 120 today. So I cannot go out and come back. What? Yeah, you're 120, you're gonna pass away. Moshe Rabbeinu is you cannot go out. We all know that people that go to the Olam HaEmes, what are you telling them? I will no longer be able to go and come back. What that? It's along the same thing. Moshe Rabbeinu told them, as long as I was alive, I was able to save you, even when the mashchis, like this huge hurricane, it's the mashchis. It's nothing else than the midas adin. But the top, so in the midas adin, there are 4 levels. This is a tough one. And what did David HaMelech say is, Gam ki eilech begei tzal moves. In the valley of what? What Salmove says, the Ria Kodesh? The Ria Kodesh says it's 2 words combined. Sel, the shadow of death. The shadow is the male Satan. Maves is the Malacha Maves, is the female, the Sitra Achra. Moshe Rabbeinu told them many times, many times. You had exaldin in Shamayim that you were done, you were finished. But you guys didn't realize, but I used to do my work in the background and I stopped it. But today, I won't be able to stop it. You need to pay attention to me now, because I'm going to reveal you a secret that's going to make you, that's going to enable you to stand and to live in this world till Mashiach, till I come back with Mashiach. And yes, it's in the pasuk also, Moshe Mashiach, but I can't go into every part of this pasuk. Very quickly, because I don't want to spend much more time on this. I want to start digging into the Michlen derachmim, into the Yud Gimel Midos derachmim. When Moshe said this pasuk used the language which is not only not revealing, it's kind of secretive. Vayelech Moshe explained Vaydaber. Vayelech Moshe Vaydaber equals 633, the Yud Gimel Michlen derachmim. He came, but he said, I don't have time to speak to all of them. So what did he do? He raised himself to the place where all the neshamis of the Bnei Yisrael are together in the Knesset Yisrael, and he revealed there, and each one felt the revelation of Moshe Rabbeinu, of if Moshe Rabbeinu spoke to him direct. That's the way Moshe Rabbeinu spoke to them. And what did he reveal them? That's what we have to find out, because there's quite a few machlokes, how to conduct ourselves, how to do them, and how potent they are, because we need to know that, I just said them. Did I gain the bracha I'm requesting? Because the 13 words, I don't know which bracha my needs, in which of those words it's included. So we're saying the 13 of them. You're gonna see. You can't expect me to give you a little bit of a hiji-biji with a kavana. No, you will see. You will see how simple, but so hard to do it. If we can do it once in Yom Kippur, it's great. The Gemara says in Rosh Hashanah, the Midrash Tanchuma first says in Parshas Kisisa, when Moshe Rabbeinu, as soon as he finished saying the Yud Gimel Midas the Rachmim, Hashem said, Salachti Kitbarech. Wow. That seems to be that just saying, I don't have anything to do. Just saying, the 13 Midas is enough to gain slich, salachti. He didn't say kapati, salachti. Me, I need to get to kapara. So we will have to see also that. The Gemara says in Rosh Hashanah that Vayavoy Hashem al panav vayikra. Okay, that's the previous pasuk prior to saying the Yud Gimel Midas the Rachmim. We say that pasuk Vayavoy Hashem al panav vayikra. Everybody thinks HaKadosh Baruch Hu passed. No. Vayavoy Hashem al panav, meaning the true meaning is HaKadosh Baruch Hu removed his face of anger when we say the Yud Gimel Midas the Rachmim, Vayavoy, the Avir, to pass on, to remove, and then come back with the Midah the Rachmi. That's why we start with the names of Hashem, Hashem. Why twice the name of Hashem? And they're not even counted in the 13 Midas the Rachmim. They're not even counted. So what the purpose? We start right after the pasuk with the two words Hashem, Hashem. Very quickly, first Hashem is we call upon him that you have rachmim because you're the father. No matter what a child is doing, terachem av alban, you have this pity on us, this love, because we are your children, and we're calling upon the rachmim. So we're pointing already the place where we want to go and where we're going to send those words that we're going to say. The second Hashem is the opposite. It's from us, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We didn't do very well, but we still want to do, you see in our hearts, we try to do our best to please you. Have mercy just for that. So the first one is the extremely powerful one. The second one is less powerful because we're not that great. Let's say it clearly. But we say them both in try to wake up the midah of mercy. And once this midah is up, we can talk to the midah, the Yud Gimel midahs, and then get back, everything. There's no bracha in this world that's not included in these 13 midahs. And that's why we finish Ne'ilah on this, because even if we have said it once correctly, and I believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is stacking them. So we say that word in the morning or the night before extremely well, but not the second and the third. But afterward we did. At the end of the day, we have to have 13 midas said intention. And we repeat them, but there's another side that maybe I have time to explain you why we say it so many times and so forth. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, now, so the Gemara says he came, he put a talis, like a shliach tzibur, and he showed to Moshe Rabbeinu. After Moshe Rabbeinu said them, he says, now, since I was mechaper on that day, which was Yom Kippur, the day he came with the second Luchos, let it be like this through generations, that every time on that day they're going to remind me this, I will be mechaper to them. But again, that's not what our apostle said. It's going to, Yom Kippur is going to be mechaper on the chatoim. If Yom Kippur is mechaper, Avodah Zarah, Eigel is peshaim, is the worst, it's rebellion. So why do we deserve only to have a kapara us? Because during Yom Kippur, that's the process we're saying the Yud Gimel Midas. So why are we not deserving to have, like our ancestors, a kapara even on Pshai? And the Gemara ends up says, Omar Rabbi Yehuda, there is what it means, Hine anoichi kores beris. I'm making an alliance with you, that whenever these words are said, they will never come back empty. Never. Meaning always something, even though you didn't have a lot of heart in there, or a lot of mind in there, you're still going to get something. You're not going to get nothing. So now I'm turning the table again. Do we need to do something together with Yud Gimel Midas? Or Yud Gimel Midas are a special spell in Shomayim that whenever Bnei Yisrael say it on the day of Yom Kippur, so I need Yom Kippur, fine. On the day of Yom Kippur, there's a miracle happening. Is that the soy? The Meiri, he wrote a sefer. It's called the Chibur Tshuva, on the Tshuva. Rabnu Bachaye, they go along together, but say very interesting words. Prior to say that they're working, let's take Rabnu Bachaye. Rabnu Bachaye says anyone who understands the Yud Gimel Midos, and he knows their explanation and their source, and he prays. Look at this, how many conditions we have here. And he prays with kavana, they don't come back empty. That's a lot of asking. That's a lot of asking. So are you telling me we have to learn Sha'ar Kavanis on Vayavar and all the, in order to have, otherwise it's not going to be helpful? What are you telling me? I mean, why are you telling me this Erev Yom Kippur? One thing we see from Rabnu Bachaye is these 13 words, 13 midas, do require an environment. Nothing works in a vacuum. I'm going back to the Midrash Tanchuma that Moshe Rabbeinu said them on Yom Kippur. When you look further down in the Tanchuma adds something. What happens in Yom Kippur? In Yom Kippur is everybody realizes he faces a huge judgment. Are you going to tell me, oh, we're going to be like a leaf in the wind again? No. Like a Chazal, it's a day of Simcha. It's one of the two greatest days of Simcha we have in Am Yisrael. Why? Because we are guaranteed the kapara. Even in Beis Hamikdash, when the Kohen Gadol used to go out after his avodah, they used to make a huge simcha. So anyway, I'm not going into this. Let's remain extremely focused here. But when a person You see, when you're in an environment, a friendly and normal life, this is when people have politics, jealousies, question on the other, they become judgmental. But when you strip them over and you put them before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, my friend, it's the day of judgment today. It's the day I'm going to sign those books. Where are you going to be? At that point, that person is like what the Zohar describes. At the moment of passage from one world to another, the person has no more envies, no more he remembers his the hatred for whom he had, or anything like this. It's gone. This is attached to the body. This is not attached to the nefesh, ruach, or neshama. So when a person goes to the other side, it doesn't even remember, oh, this one did me something, unless, there's some chataim that remain, but let's say for the greatest part, the shtusim that we have in this world, my this and he's not exactly like this, and this, all these shtusim come from the south. So when comes Yom Kippur, we exactly like the same stage. The Midrash says, Yisrael are beshalit, and they are uniform. It's true that in Yom Kippur, because we spoke about it last week, in the side of the Achdus, that Yom Kippurim equal Achdus, 419. So the real true requirement in Yom Kippur is to be associated with all Kol Yisrael. That's why I'm telling you, you don't have to be associated with the people down below, but we need to be associated with this Makom where Moshe Rabbeinu was, which is huge up there called Kol Yisrael. Once you're there, you have Achdus. Everyone comes. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, before you even start, I'm going to tell you up front, you're right. You have plenty to say about me. You have plenty complaints. I'm not going to discuss don't even have to tell me. You are right. And let me tell you, I'm doing sugar right now on everything. This brother goes back, so it's got it. Don't even need to talk to him. Exactly like when a person leaves this world and he does tachnun, vidui, even if he was not the best guy during the world in his lifetime, he goes to the next world as a tzaddik. It doesn't remain. I mean, at least a huge layer, if he really meant it, the one that says, you know what, I can do what I want now. When will come the time, I have the vidui next to my bed. This one, a bus is going to come when he crosses the road, as you're here, unfortunately, and then you judge people and you say, look what he did here. He killed someone with a miss of skila. Baruch took care of it. Skila. The guy didn't even realize, didn't even have time to go with Kriya Shema, not even with the vidui, but at least go with the power of Kriya Shema to the other world. I don't want to. Me, I get very affected by this when I hear that. It hurts me that Yidden are going to be, in the next world like this. But anyway, so you see that it's not something we can calibrate and, it goes on our terms. We don't know where is our way. The Gemara says there's 2 edim on the person, his 2 feet. They will bring him at the moment, exact moment he has to leave this world. He has to be for a certain reason and a certain place. And they will bring him, they know the place and they know when. And they will bring him there. So on Yom Kippur, we're exactly like this. Everybody took off the big clothes of politics and Piru, and we all be'achdus and we all with children. And now we see that we have 3 components in Yom Kippur that we have to keep in mind: Tshuva, Achdus, and Yud Gimel Midas. And we're going to see what these three components are doing. But prior to explain you this, because we're going to go real down now all of a sudden. It's not going to be gradually as usual. I need to get that vote to you and explain you what we are doing. And you're going to see the level of achdus there is on what we're doing. Because you're going to say, okay, how do I do my achdus? How do I connect myself? I'm going to explain you exactly what to do. And you're going to see the results in front of your own eyes. Now, we know that the Yud Gimel Midas the Rachamim, there are two sets of them. One is Kel Rachum Bechanun Erech Apayim Berav Chesed, and the other one is the one we say in Tashlich, Mikel, that says in Micha, Mikel Kamoicha Noise Avan Voiver Pesha Lish Eris Nachlas. The Zohar HaKadosh says, they're both in the same place. They're both in Arichanpin, exactly in the same place. One is inside. You understand that everything in this world is a container, and in the container, a vessel, there is something. So the Mikel Kamoicha are much higher than those ones, than the Kel Rachum Bechanun that we say in Yom Kippur. To the point that the Zohar says, then why didn't Moshe Rabbeinu use the other ones? Why did he didn't know about them? Micha, who's a lower Novi than Moshe Rabbeinu, knew about them, but Moshe Rabbeinu didn't know about them. So why didn't he mention the more powerful one? Now you can ask the same question about us. Why didn't Chazal put the Mikel Kamoicha in the davening instead of Hashem Hashem? Even though we are going to mention Mikel Kamoicha, and therefore, when we will mention, you will know that we're mentioning the Yud Gimel Midas the Rachamim, and right away you're going to go in the place I'm going to show you. For those who are learning with us on Shabbos, it's in the Dikna, the Atika. It means it's in the beard of Arichanpin. And with this, I'll pass you on a Kavana also that's mind-blowing. So the one inside, the most important one, are Mikel Kamoicha, they are inside. The one on the outside are the Kel Rachum Bechanun. Why did Moshe Rabbeinu use those one? Says the Zohar, because only those one you can transport them. They're movable. The inner one stay in their place. They shine from their place. You cannot move them. So since the chet of Adam Arish of the Bnei Yisrael with the Eigel affected the Vav Hey of the Shem of Hashem, you had to take them from the upper tip of the Yud, getting them to the Vav Hey, clear the whole mess, and then shine upon the Bnei Yisrael and be mechaper of them. That's, in other words, exactly how it works. Someone made a spill on the floor. You go to the washroom, you get a cloth, you get a product to spray on it, you spray on it, Clorox, you clean it up, you take it back, and you put it into the wash. That's it. Midas derachmim, when something huge has happened that affected Kucha Berichu and Shchinte, the HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Shechina, you have to be able to draw down the Midas derachmim, shine them upon HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Shechina, and then go down and bring them onto Bnei Yisrael to give them the brach. Wow. Just before I'm going to bring the Komana and really start going down, I want to show you I want to synthesize one point that we just finished, and like this, at least you're going to remember that, even though it's bepashtus, but at least you will have a kavana. If we take here tshuva, I'm not gonna have time to put sorry. The vowels. Tshuva, Achdus, Yud Gimel, Midos, Derachami. Sorry, I forgot the name. Derachami. This equals 19. It's going to be big gematrias today. All 7. And that's small numbers. You got to see that's very small numbers. We're going to hit numbers like we never touched. This is Keser Ha'elyon together with Keser Malchus. Basically, what we do every morning with the tefillin. Tefillin shel rosh, tefillin shel yad. And we create both of them together to get this light. But we don't realize that's the mitzvah we're doing. And this is what we do in Yom Kippur without tefillin. And here, we do it through the Yud Gimel Midas Derachmi. We raise the Malchus all the way to the Keser. Happy, the lights. There's no more blemish. There's no more nothing. So Yom Kippur is all about 3 things. It's about coming in with tshuva b'simcha, to be happy that this is the moment that we can come and get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, rather than the guy who's going to have me, this is not tshuva. Yes, it says, Lev nishbar v'nitke Hashem lo yivzeh. Someone who has a broken heart because he wants to make tshuva, yes, it's a midah. But the Zohar says, watch out when you come before HaKadosh Baruch Hu like this. Because there's only one place your tefillah can go through. Share demois. You need to cry. And if you don't cry, your tefillah goes nowhere. I'm heartbroken. Yes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu lo yivzeh. It's not going to shame you if you cry. But if you don't cry, when you're besimcha, you have 50 share bina open. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, yes, we did, and yes, we accept, and yes, you're the Melech, and this and this. Please just let us be close. That's the truth. That's tshuva ilah. Understanding, what's done is done. We're gonna modify ourselves to be in the back. It says sur meira vase toiv. So you move from the body. You don't want to go back there. So now do good. That's the biggest tshuva. That's the biggest milah. How do you do this? Kadosh Baruch Hu, 100%, I was so wrong. Let me please come back next to you, to your heart. That's the tshuva ilah. And so when we say tachnun, watch out. Watch out. Some guys, they read books about at the end of the day, they need another day of Yom Kippur to finish the rest of davening, because they read books of Kadosh Baruch Hu, and I did. Yeah, me, I go over the beginning. I did everything, God. There's nothing I left out. Please forgive me. That's my approach. Why? Because you break yourself. You be'atzus. So now you're sad. You're broken, and now you have much less intent. Chazal say, even the Chavetz Chaim in Mishnah Berurah says, it's better a little bit of tachnun, of supplications, of vidui before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but with intent, rather than a lot. Would you prefer to eat a dull meal, but I give you a lot, or you want to have made a small meal made by a huge chef? Which one would you prefer? It makes no sense, not a question. That's what Yom Kippur is about. So, Chaz v'Shalom, I'm not going against the thing. There's different ways to go, but the way I know, I follow what the Zohar HaKadosh says and how to behave and how to do, and the Zohar HaKadosh, the path they already have opened up. And I'm not a smart guy. I just go behind them, and this is the path I follow. Big people before me followed it, and they're huge tzaddikim, and that's where I am staying. So, say what it says, Chazal, in the book, and try to have intent on all of this. At least some part, break it down. I remember years back, it was very hard for me to really go inside and say on every al-chet to think about it and know exactly where the chet is going. I was exhausted and I couldn't finish with the car. So I decided on the tefillas, I'm going to take one pack every time. And that's it. And on the Ne'ilah, I was going over pretty quickly on the whole thing. So that's the way. But I knew that for one set, I had full intent on it. I was really into it. We say 26 times, Yud Gimel Midas Derachim. 26 times 13 equals 338. Samael, Rahav, the Sar of Esav and the Sar of Ishmael. Look who's making us problems these days. Look, before our eyes. Look, these two Sarim, these two ministers. These are the angels of Esav and the angel of Ishmael, and we take them down with the Yud Gimel Midas Derachim. When a person sins, let's go quick here, because we're going, I don't know if I'm going to have time to give you this. I gotta give it to you. This is too big, we're going to say it, and it's exactly, David HaMelech was very scared when he saw B'Nevuah that he's going to lose the Beis HaMikdash. And he says, now we're not going to have a Kohen saying Yud Gimel Midas Derachim. So how are we going to get forgiveness? HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him in this pasuk. Hashem Oishia, very quickly, equals 422. In there are the Yud Gimel Midas Derachim, Arichanpin. It says, go and draw them you. How do I draw them? Amelech Yanenu B'Yom Kareinu. There's two soidas here. The first one is 696 equals 3 times Rala, meaning equal 3 times the names Ab, Sag, Ma, Ben, the names of the Chachma in full, and explain why 3 times. It's okay, let me go there. 3 times these 4 names against the Yud Ke Vav Ke, because really when we say the Yud Gimel Midas Derachim, even though we only mentioned twice Yud Ke Vav Ke says that Riyah Kodesh, is because one is on the right temple, the big one, the smaller one is on the left temple, but there's one behind where we put the dalet of the tefillin. We don't mention it because it's not seen. So now we have the Ein Sof on top, which is, Arichanpin is right here on top of the Keser. We have 3 blue lines. Chesed, Gvura, Rachmim. And we have to take the 3 packs of, this is what we call the 3 avos, by the way. When it says in 3 avos, they come in sets of 4, and we bring them down through these names all the way to you, the person down below. And Moshe and HaKadosh Baruch Hu revealed also on that pasuk to David HaMelech, the Soid HaYaakov Avinu went to fight the Malach. How do you win? When you have a big tsar, you have a big zera. He told him, look at the first letters of these 3 words, which equals Yabol. It says in Yaakov, right before it goes to the Satan, Vayavar Esmavar Yaboik. Yaboik is Yanenu B'Yom Kareinu. So Yaboik equals 112 equals Yud Ke Vav Ke Ke and Aleph Dalet Nun. When you attach the Malchus with the father and the mother, with the Chachma and the Bina, at that point, no enemy can stand. When you saw these youngsters, that were prepared to, there was a video going around that they were prepared to go to Lebanon, and beautiful there was one of the soldiers spoke beautifully. And the way they say Shema, with the Yarmulke, with the Yarmulke, they yelled the Shema to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They were Mikabel Ol Malchus Shamayim, Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch Le'ilam V'ed. Honor Hashem Oishiana. If you know the side of honor Hashem Oishiana, and they said it with all their heart. When they walked in Lebanon, what did they find? What did they find? No one. They took off. The Goyim disappeared. People don't realize it's a matter. The Sar of Esav, when these names shine, disappears. Anyway, let's go in the. So, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world with saying, Vayomer. It's called a Mamar. We call this the 10 Mamaros, against the 10 Dibros we have. So a Mamar equals 281. It says 9 times Vayomer in the Pasuk. So 9 times 281, it's 2,529. And the Gemara says, so the Zohar, Bereshis, which equals 913, is the first minor. So 913 plus this equals 3,442. So we have a number here. I'm going to write it down. 3,000, I think 3,442. Now take, I think I wrote them. This equals to 3,210. But you need the Ralab to bring them down, right? Equals 3,442, exactly. In other words, when we say intentionally, so our Averas, where do they go? They are blemishing. They're showing that we don't care about the words of Hashem in the creation of the world. We are destroying the world. When we say those midas, we correcting whatever we blemished in the Mamar, the saying of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in the Aseres HaDibros, and so forth. But this is only the beginning. I was so troubled by this. I said, there must be something deeper. We have 3,442 about the creation. We have 3,442 on the Yud Gimel Midas. Together, it's 6,884, right? In other words, now we understand the words of the Zohar. The Mika, I forgot to add a toiv. Sorry. The two. Plus, here, I remember, yes. I have to add tes, tam, tes, because we have to do tshuva. What is tshuva? Meaning we have to come and recognize, sorry. Vav times Vav Toiv. Meaning, when a person knows, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I know that the world you have created is Toiv. I admit it, the way you wanted it is the right way, which equals, this equals 9 times 9 plus 6 times 6 plus 2 times 2 equals 121, equals 7,005. And now it equals exactly. Mikel Kamoicha Noise Yavan. So now, if you want to have a measurement, how big are the one inside when we're going to say it versus the one that we have outside? It's huge. It's over double the power. So when will come Mikel Kamoicha, we have to be right away. This is the moment to do even more that we have done with, but still, I felt that there was something here that's lacking, because I can try to convince myself and tell me I am be'achdus, okay? I don't know how to do it. Just by thinking about it. So what is Yom Kippur is all about achdus. I'm going to skip the part here. If we remove the name Kel, okay, which is the first midah, right? We have 12 midas against for the 12 Shvatim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? So I'm not counting the 13th. The 13th has a purpose. I'm not adding the Ralab. Once you say all of them, the midas for all Bnei Yisrael, the knowing that I know me, I can only be part of one midah. But I need all Bnei Yisrael together in order to comprehend all the midas. That's the true achdus. Because the same way they're going to enable you to benefit from their midah, you are willing to share your midah with them. That's the true achdus of, and that's the way to say. So when you want to say the Yud Gimel midas the Rachmim, you are basically saying, I am from one shevet. All of us, we are from one shevet. And we need the other Shvatim because we cannot have the benefit of all the midas without having all the Shvatim together. But once we put them together, at that point, we're saying, so now, tshuva, we know how to do it. We go forward to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yud Gimel Midas the Rachmim, we know it's not just a spell. It needs a das. It needs an insight, because I need to go, like Hashem Hoshia, I need to go to Hashem help, where I'm ready to help. Come to me. Get, I have things for you. Come and get it. Okay, we have to go up to Arichanpin. Had to go down. We go down with the 3 Ralab during on the 3 lines of the spheres, from Chesed to Rachmim, to Gvura, and to Rachamim in the middle. And we are bringing the bracha. That's the way we do it. And that's how even the Shvatim. Now, if you take the piyut just to go back to it, and you realize that the lashon of the thing that we had a problem with is what he says here, bishlosh esrei seivos. He used a word, it's not 13 words. It's more than 13 words. So why have you said 13 words? And why ushare demar? So if you take these two, plus you connect yourself with the Shekhinah, Ani Hashem, so you're not going through the higher level. You still equals to the Yud Gimel, Ker Rachum Bechanun, 12 tribes. Now, there is a higher level to all this, because instead of having Yosef, and I'm finishing on this because I don't want to give any more of that, we have Menashe and Ephraim. So now we have the 13 tribes. Where are you? Yeah. So I'm taking Yosef, and we put here Menashe, Ephraim. Okay, I'm just replacing that. So now we have 13 tribes, and we know each one we need, because we need Kapar on Pesach, Kapar on Chatar, Noise Oven. Here's the 3 types of Chatoim. They're right here at the end. So we need Menashe, Ephraim, and Binyamin. This is a must. Only Yom Kippur is about gaining these last 4 words. And then Venake. And then we're gaining the whitening. Nothing is existing. So, to be honest, I do not remember with Menashe and Ephraim. I'm going to have to research in my thing how much I have added here. Menashe and Ephraim is like Reuben and Shimon. So it's 726. 726. We're talking 3,746. I know I wrote it somewhere. I thought I remembered before. I remembered everything clearly, but now that I'm trying to close the share, I said, okay, I have it. Oh, that's correct. 3,446. And like this, we have the 2 ways. We're gonna put, okay, we're gonna know they're gonna be equals. So we know this equals to, let's write it here, 3,476. So we have a number. We're gonna attach ourselves to who? Arichanpin. Arichanpin is Aleph in full. Aleph, Hey, Aleph, Lamed, Hey, which equals 266, by the way. And I can do this. So you can go through the Shechina with Shari Demai, so with Ani Hashem. You're going to get, yeah. Or you can go the way of the king. All the way to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, connecting yourself to the Aleph, through Ari Chanpin, Hashem Moishia, you ask for Yeshua, and now you have the 13 meters, all the 13 Shvatim are coming here to help. Should be hearing all your tefillas in Yom Kippur. As the HaKadosh has a different explanation of the Zohar HaKadosh. Everyone knows what Chazal say. What do we learn? Goygu Magog on Sukkot, because the Goygu Magog will happen in Sukkot, according to the Zohar, through the normal explanation. What we understand is the Geula will drag on until Pesach, and then at Pesach, the same way it happened in Yetzias Mitzrayim, is going to be Yetzia from Shibud Malchuyas. But the Ari HaKadosh says no, it doesn't happen that way. He says it's going to start on Pesach and it's going to drag on till Hoshana Rabbah. Hoshana Rabbah means the big Geula, the big Yeshua. What big Yeshua? It's Mashiach. So, Be'ez Hashem, that we shall all try to build the Beis Hamikdash, because every tefillah, every effort we do on Yom Kippur is a brick to the Beis Hamikdash Hashlishi. There's a machlokes supposedly between the Rishonim. Will it come complete? Will it be created by men? Both are right. It is created by us, but not exactly the way we see. Meaning taking bricks, stones, shape them, put them on. No, it's through our tefillas we're putting bricks in the Beis Hamikdash Ha'elyon. And when it's completed, this is the time of the Geulah. So Be'ez Hashem, we shall be zoichet to complete it, and to be zoichet to Yerushalayim Abnuya, and spend the last thing of Sukkot with Shmini Atzeres and everything in Yerushalayim Abnuya b'meir v'yameinu. Amen.